want to thank you all for being out here today. I, like many of you, have been in Arizona for a long time. I've lived here for 30 years, and I love this state. And I know that you all love this state, and that's why you had the courage to come out here today. I find it kind of interesting that the powers to be here at the legislature packed all us people with disabilities into the most inaccessible place that we possibly could have been given. And that's sort of typical, I think, of probably the attitude about people with disabilities. We get the scraps that fall off the table. I will say, though, in the words of the late disability and civil rights leader Justin Dart Jr., you all are patriots and you're Americans, and that's why you're here. You're here because you want a fair budget. You want a budget that represents justice for people, all people, including people with disabilities. You're also here because you want to see the rhetoric eliminated. You keep hearing that the state is broke. The state's broke. That's what everybody in leadership here says. There's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do. The state is broke. Well, let me tell you, that has been an intentional strategy by this leadership. They have caused this state to be broke. There's been 20 years of tax cuts that have done nothing but give money back to corporations and has nothing to do with what really is fair for our state. So, you ought, I know myself, are you mad?
Yes!
Well, you ought to be mad. You ought to be mad as hell over that.
We are!
Not going to take it anymore.
No!
We need a budget that is fair, that invests in working class people and middle class people.
Right.
Invest in the things that are going to create jobs for our state. They're going to invest in health care, invest in education, invest in working class families who have children that rely upon public education that is that has good teachers and that can actually meet the needs of students in our classrooms.
Yeah, right. That's what we want. That's what we need.
Don't be fooled. The unfortunate part of the rhetoric is this is pitted working class people against working class people. This is not, we're talking about pitting school teachers versus taxi cab drivers, pitting policemen and firemen against people who work at Home Depot. Does that make any sense?
No!
Don't be fooled by this rhetoric. Ask your legislators for a fair and just budget. So I'll leave you with one final word. Get educated. We've got a lot of information. PATHCO, ASDAC, the Arizona Disability Advocacy Coalition. There's lots of information about how the state could make, how our leadership can create a fair budget for Arizonans. And find out who your legislator is. Get this information. Write to your legislator and tell them what you want, what kind of fair budget you want. And tell them if they're not going to deliver that for us, you're not going to vote for them next time. Thank you.